What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Plugged In, a brand new show from Soul Surplus where we discuss all things and current events concerning music production. I'm Wes Pendleton. I'm here with John Smythe. John, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. You good?
I'm real good. Real excited to talk about some of these current events that are happening, some of the things that we can't necessarily discuss in the podcast.
Yeah.
And so in this show, we're going to talk about all of the current events, well, certain things that are part of the current events, like new product, new plugins, news concerning anything that pertains to us as music producers. Like I said, things that we can't cover in the podcast. So on this first episode, we want to cover two things. The first thing we're going to talk about is the brand new Moog One that dropped. What was that, last week?
I believe so.
Dropped last week. And we're also going to talk about a brand new plugin from Waves called the Abbey Road. What's this called? The Abbey Road
TG Mastering.
Yeah, TG Mastering plugin. So without further ado, let's get into this Moog One, man. Pretty much everybody's talking about this, man.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's been over 30 years since they released
35 years.
35 years.
Yeah.
A polyphonic analog synthesizer, and this thing it looks super complicated, I'll be honest. but it's the kind of thing where if you're a synth guy and you love making sounds and you want to store your sounds but you still want an analog signal path, like this is the synth for you.
I'm this is a little bit out of my league and maybe a little bit out of your league as well. Not really, not too far out of your league. This joint has way too many buttons for me. It's way too many buttons. But we're really excited. We're actually going to get this for the studio in the next couple weeks. So it's going to be in the studio basement, and Joel is going to have a ball with this. So one of the things that we're really excited about is being able to get just a myriad of sounds out to you guys. I mean, we could probably create 20 different packs just off of the sounds that you could probably get from this synth, man.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things is that it's almost like all of the legendary Moog synths in one
package. Yeah.
So I'm sure you could get some mini Moog Model D sounds out of this, like the classic Parliament, Dr. Dre kind of sounds. But then I also know that you can get some of the sounds from synths like the Opus 3, like those kind of really thick analog pads.
Right. Which we already use now in almost every pack that we put out. The Opus 3 is pretty much used in almost every one.
Yeah, we also use the Minotaur, and the what's the other one? The subsequent. What is it? It's a monophonic synth. I'm
not sure.
Yeah, the Sub 37. It's the Sub 37. That's what it's called.
So what do you think about this price tag, man? It seemed like, I know for myself, or just all of us, we were really excited about this, first polyphonic Moog in 35 years. We were just like, we're definitely getting this. And then when we heard the news, it's $8,000. What do you think about that price tag?
It's kind of like asking somebody, well, what do you think about paying thousands of dollars for a Balenciagas?
Yeah.
Obviously, Moog has a tradition and a reputation that they've built up until this point,
right,
for them to be able to charge that much. Now, I will say this: it's not going to be as accessible as what I think their older synths were in like the 70s and 80s, and therefore I don't think it's going to have as heavy as a name, because producers now are using plugins.
Right.
Stuff that's easily accessible.
Right.
And the music that we hear on the radio is stuff that has been made on these plugins and these VSTs that cost next to nothing.
Right.
The producers of tomorrow aren't going to be buying a Moog One. I'm sure you'll see it in bigger studios and really big like pop productions.
Right.
But I don't see it having that big of a place in a hip hop production.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Do you think that it's inevitable that it'll become a VST at some point?
I think they're already working on it. Yeah. Honestly, that's how it always goes.
Right. So So you think the VST, would you think that would at least clock in at least $1,000?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think
maybe like 800.
No, absolutely not. I think that the VST is going to be, someone's going to make it. They're going to charge $300 for it because it's hot now, and then there's going to be another one for $150, or the price might come down. But like, depending on where you get it from, I feel like you could find something like this for a pretty inexpensive price. I have a friend who has a Mini Moog Model D plugin on his app. Sounds pretty good. Sorry, I said on his app, on his
I know what you meant.
On his iPad.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
That shows you where I'm
exactly.
I'm straight analog.
Right, yeah. Yeah, the analog guy, we're talking about VSTs. Now let me ask you this. Do you think I kind of feel like it's worth what they're asking for? You're talking about a well-established brand that we all trust. I mean, we've all at least at one point have had one piece of their equipment in our arsenal. And I think that's even one of the reasons why I really want us to get one, not so that we could just be like, yo, we got one in the studio, but I really think that we can get a whole lot out of this machine. Yeah. I mean, you put Joel, you let Joel go crazy with this. I'm just like, I can't wait to hear what he does with it, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So that Moog One is out now. You can get it directly from Moog, or you can get it at Sweetwater, which is where we're going to get ours. Let us know what you guys think about that price tag. $8,000 is a lot of money. $8,000 is a lot of money. So let us know what you guys think. You think it's worth it or not? Let us know in the comment section below. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our second topic on this episode, and then we're going to wrap this up and let you guys go. So Waves just announced the new Abbey Roads. You know the exact name of this plugin.
It's called the
this
TG
was something that
Console.
This was something that you were excited about.
Yeah. The exact name of the console it's modeling, I know it's TG. There's 5 numbers. Can we pull that up just so I can give them give them an exact name for it?
Sure. So why were you especially excited about this particular product?
It was because I had seen videos about this mastering console, but I've never seen any emulations of it, whether it was hardware or it was a plugin.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the demo, and I really liked what the how they used it and the effect that it gave the music. Pretty much, I think it was a couple pop tunes and a rock tune, and it did a good job of brightening up the source material without it being harsh. There's mid-side EQ. I believe there's mid-side compression. I think some harmonic saturation.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could, to grasp this, you could call it generally the more analog modeled version of Ozone.
Okay. And it's the Abbey Road TG mastering chain. That's the one.
Yes.
So
it's modeling the TG24.
It's already on sale. It's $40.
Yeah,
already.
Yeah.
And you were just talking about that. You felt like that the price would drop pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, they introduced it at $40, but I think it's gonna go up soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: why do you think they would introduce that at that low of a price? Is it because like that's pretty much what the average consumer is spending on their plugins anyway?
I've seen them do this with a few plugins. I know their Reverb Plates plugin came out a few months ago, and it was $29 when it first came out. That was like the entry price. Waves does this thing where they take their plugins and they lower the price dramatically,
mm-hmm.
which is really cool if you haven't bought the plugin yet.
Right.
And you've always wanted, like their Abbey Road vinyl plugin. I use that all the time. Yeah, it's cool if you haven't bought the plugin yet and you want to get it for a good price, like $39. That's again, like that's the average of what people are paying from Waves, I would say.
Right.
Definitely not in general.
Right.
You know.
Right. That makes sense. So for producers, especially the type of producers that buy our product, where do you see them being able to use this mastering chain? In what way do you think it would best serve them in the production style that the majority of our customers use and buy our stuff?
Yeah, so I would say definitely on buses. That was really the first thing that I thought about.
Mm-hmm.
So your drum bus, most definitely. Maybe for your samples, just to kind of glue your samples together. And for mastering, I think you kind of have to watch how colored you get with the tones of this plugin.
Okay.
Because I know color and modern hip hop don't really mix that well all of the time. And color meaning like a lot of color in broad strokes.
Right.
It probably works for boom bap a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But for something cleaner, you might want to try something else or do really light touches, which for mastering, you're not really going to be making huge EQ boosts. If you have to make huge EQ boosts in mastering, you probably got to fix your mix.
Got you.
So
so like you said, like the majority of the hip hop production community, a lot of them use Ozone. Do you think that this would be something that they could maybe swap out?
Yeah, definitely for a more dirtier kind of boom bap sound, you could definitely use this plugin. Again, I would say use it sparingly so that you're not pushing it into distortion too much if you're doing something a little more clean.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's all we have for this week, man. Little quick dissertation on some newness.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for checking in. This is a show that we wanted to get started closer to the beginning of next year, but Smythe and I talked about it, and we kind of felt like we didn't want to wait. So many good things happening now, especially with this Moog 1 coming out. We didn't want to wait too long to talk about that. But yeah, man, check back in every week. We're going to be doing this show every week, and it's going to coincide every week just like our podcast does. If there's anything new that you see that you think that maybe we should talk about, let us know in the comments below. Subscribe, share, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.